Hey Pisces. Thank you for stopping by for your July reading. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before. So we're going to get it, I can talk. We're going to get into your cards for the month in just a second. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the lunar eclipse that happened on July 5th and what that means for you. So a lunar eclipse, Pisces, is like a full moon on steroids. And full moons themselves are pretty potent. They represent a place in our life where our attention is being called for in kind of a dramatic way. We might have a lot of feelings about this particular area of our life. And my favorite analogy to talk about full moons and eclipses is it's a pot of boiling water. If you know what you're putting in a pot of boiling water and you've been keeping an eye on it, you've been keeping time, you've been watching it as it bubbles, and you're going to know when it's done, you can cook up something really wonderful. But if, on the other hand, you have a pot of boiling water that you are not keeping an eye on, maybe you even walk away and start doing other things and forget that you even started to boil that pot of water because, you know, Pisces things, you can end up with something really boiling over and creating quite a bit of a mess in your life. So the house in which the full moon / the lunar eclipse rises for you indicates the place in your life that not just for the next month, but for the next 6 months to 1 year, there is a spotlight. So for you, Pisces, it is the house of organizations, allies, affiliations, and long-term goals. The kind of big goals that require maybe a team or a network or an audience in order to complete them. Who's your team? Who's your network? Who's your audience? Do you have them? Any of the above? Who do you surround yourself with? Who do you affiliate yourself with? You may find that the full moon is bringing about a release, as they tend to do, of certain associations and alliances. But it will also provide for more, because again, the moon fills up with light. This area of our life fills up with energy. So there's a lot of energy, and yes, it is cleansing. Yes, it is going to be over the next 6 months very much refining who is your inner circle and who is your wider circle, who goes out past that, because again, this is the house of the public, and again, the house of I'm just going to put it like this because that's how Spirit's putting it. When I'm dead, what are the people at my funeral going to say about me? You know, what kinds of compliments and criticisms will be going about the room? What is my legacy? Things to think about, Pisces. Let's get into it. Spirit, let's see what Pisces needs to know in July. How are we setting the stage for this lunar eclipse energy? And I tend to think of these first 6 months, or the rest of the year, as kind of the seed planting and land clearing time. And the first 6 months of 2021, the last 6 months of the eclipse cycle, as kind of either the reaping what you sow, like, yes, here's all the wonderful payoff for the steps I've been taking, the clearing I've been doing, the understanding I've been creating, or here's the hangover period after feeling like I definitely wasn't paying attention to that area of my life, and now I'm kind of, you know, quote unquote, suffering the consequences of not being more discriminating in a good way about who I affiliate and spend time with and share myself with. Feel me? All right. Spirit clearly had more to say. Woo! They just threw out your first card. Didn't see it. Try not to look. Try not to peek. All right, Spirit. Please help me know what Pisces needs to know for their highest good in July. Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, and dominant people. What do they need to know in the month of June for their highest good? I don't even know how many cards this is, Pisces. Bonus card. I love it. Pisces. It's a lunar eclipse time. A lot of the signs have been getting bonus cards. Spirit's like, we got a lot to say. Lunar eclipse for Pisces. What is July bringing? One of your cards just flipped up and told me what it is, even though I was trying not to peek. It's good stuff. Pisces. In July. Okay. Let's get into it. Whoa. Okay, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. Yes. Oh, Pisces. Oh my God. Sorry, I don't mean to squeal. God. Maybe I do mean to squeal. You're gonna be doing some really happy squealing if your cards are anything to... Wow. Okay. Now you can see what I am seeing. Pretty glorious stuff. Like, the vast majority of this is so fantastic. You're a little overburdened, I can see that. And I feel like perhaps carrying a lot of stuff alone right now, which would make sense, Pisces, like just with the way the world is. It's a lot harder to, you know, the lunar eclipse is happening in your house of like allies and friends and stuff. And right now is a time when it's kind of like, even if they can say like, hi, and I love you, like virtually speaking, it's hard not to be around what feels like our people and our group and our you know, the center of our passion. But looking at this reading, I don't think that being lonely or saddled with having to do everything because there's no one around to help is going to be a problem that you're going to have for very long. This is kind of a dreamy reading, Pisces, appropriate. We start with the Lovers, crossed by the Sun. Lovers is a beautiful card, speaking of trusting. It's like you're following your soul. You know, I was going to say your passion, but it's not just your passion. It's the passion of the soul. It's, you know, this can look like spiritual decisions for some people, but it's like, even if the decision is I'm getting a new job or I'm pursuing a new relationship or I'm going to move to Connecticut or whatever, the decisions that you make this month they tend to want to feed your soul. They tend to have more repercussions than the practical ones you might be imagining. Make the wild choice. That's what I'm hearing. Make the daring choice when they are set in front of you. The Lovers indicates kind of a two roads diverged in a yellow wood situation, where one of the paths is very well traveled and you're like, ooh, I could see that, I could definitely imagine doing that. And the other one is maybe a little more overgrown and a little more winding, but there might be something about that overgrown winding trail that is like, yeah, that doesn't look easier. This one, this well-trod one definitely looks easier, but this winding, weedy road looks like I might find some things that nobody else has ever found before down there. And I think that is the case, Aquarius. I'm so sorry, I just called you Aquarius. Maybe some of y'all know when Aquarius or have Aquarius placements because that came out very strongly. Okay, I swear to God I know who you are, Pisces. So, you have the High Priestess in the position of what is going on inside of you. Your intuition at all times, Pisces, is very present and very keen. The only question in my mind would be, are you always listening to it? Because it's always present, and for you, a Pisces, it's always speaking to you. But sometimes, especially in situations like this, where we've got a lot on our plate and we're carrying just it's like I wash and dry, okay? Like, you're like a single parent. You're doing all of the things. You're wearing all of the hats. And when you're doing that, it can be kind of hard to make time or focus on your intuition. But there wouldn't be a better time. My God. I feel like a lot of you are going to make a decision to challenge yourself more. That's what I'm hearing. But it's weird because it's like you're going to be challenging yourself more, and yet you're not going to have to carry as much. Let me try to explain the sense that I'm getting. Remember, of course, these are general readings, Pisces, so you're going to want to follow your own intuition and the through line through your life. And if something doesn't resonate with you at all, don't even worry about it. Then that is for some other Pisces. But if like the message is coming out a little garbled, but it's ringing a bell for you, I want you to pay attention to where in your life it's ringing a bell for you and address it there. What I'm saying is, you may, in consulting your intuition, you may decide, you know what, like maybe you're an entrepreneur, just as an example, and you're like, I'm so tired of doing the 10 of Wands thing, and I feel it in my soul that even though this service that I'm providing or this extra thing I'm doing or whatever, and that's what I feel for some of you is like, I'm doing this extra work or something to like promote this, or you're gonna know what this is for you, Pisces. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe even though it is bringing in money or attention or whatever, I'm just not feeling it in my soul anymore. Cut it on out. I know that sounds scary, but it's like I said, what Spirit is saying is that when you follow your soul, you're going to get more opportunities, but you'll need to do less. 8 of Wands sits in your future, an abundance of opportunities and things coming in and happening with speed. So if you want to change, Pisces, it's like now is the time to be submitting your resume, submitting like your like grant application, submitting your audition, even if it is to do something like for free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of pursue what your soul is saying and damn the consequences. And I'll explain. I'm not saying, you know, my dream has always been to hop 3 buses on a fiery motorcycle. Like, I'm not telling you to just go and jump 3 buses on your motorcycle, but I am saying if that were your dream and right now you don't even know how to ride a bike, it's time to get a bike and start learning to ride. I feel like some of you have a very good idea. This may even be like a business or at the very least like it could be like, it kind of feels like an entrepreneurial endeavor. It feels very like you are the lead. You are the face of this thing. You are the brain, like you're the emperor. I could just say it like that. Why don't I just say it like that? You're the emperor. This is sitting in your past. I feel like this is an idea whose time has come. That's what Spirit is saying. So some of you may have been sitting on, you know, a golden egg. Maybe you're a little bit of a golden goose, but you've been sitting on that egg like, no. I know once everybody sees this egg, everybody's going to want it, and I'm just not ready for that yet. Everybody is going to want it, and you are ready. The Chariot. Damn, some of y'all might have Capricorn or Aquarius placements. Getting some crossover messaging here. The Chariot is in the position of where you find yourself, and I just want to point out that this bad bitch is on a motorcycle, and then look at what is in your future. Look at that bad bitch on a motorcycle, making her way, following her wands, getting the opportunities just thrown at her and moving with great speed and agility toward a dream come true, a super fulfilling, like emotionally just so beautiful, so like 10 of Cups is beyond. 10 of Cups is the card that people just are living and dying to get in their reading. It is happy home and family. It is overflowing love. It is marriage. It is anniversary. It is like pure joy and celebration. And I just feel like you've got to follow and trust your soul, and Spirit is saying go down the yellow brick road. Some of y'all have a special affinity for that movie, but for others of you, Spirit is just straight up saying you've got to take the chance. Again, this doesn't mean you need to quit your job and learn how to jump buses on a fiery motorcycle, but it means if you've been thinking, I don't want this job anymore because what I really want to do is this, writing, podcasting, publishing, YouTubing, whatever, it is the time to start putting your money where your mouth is. It is time to start making small changes, investments, like, If I want to have that skill, well, then let me invest 30 minutes of my time into learning to play the guitar every day, or learning to code, or whatever. And a little at a time, gently, as long as I'm following my soul, as long as I am challenging myself, as long as I am willing to look to a brighter future and get excited about what can happen for me, as long as I'm in hot pursuit of what it is my soul craves, you're going to reach a sense of happiness. And it makes total sense to me that this is happening in that house of long-term goals as well as friendships and allies, when this is saying like, hey, the right friends and family, blood or not, and allies are highly available. Perhaps more love, Pisces, than like you could have conceived of at times. This is really beautiful. Like I almost want to tear up, like, because it feels like such a like wish come true and such a relief. That's what I'm feeling. You have the Four of Swords in the potential position. The Four of Swords is, like the High Priestess, quite a silent card, quite a contemplative card. What have I learned? What have I just been through? What have my challenges so far in 2020, what have they taught me? What do I know about myself, having been through what I've been through and choosing every day to go through what I choose to go through? What does that tell me about myself? I'm the kind of person who challenges myself. I'm the kind of person who's not afraid to fail, because failure is just a signpost on the road to success. It is not the end of the road. You are a beautiful and brave soul, Pisces. You could reach some real healing, some real spiritual healing, and a deeper, stronger sense of self. Spirit is telling me, don't be surprised if in August the center of your reading or the future is that Emperor card, because it's a resurgence of that feeling of like, I know exactly what I'm doing and I love what I'm building right now. I love the empire that I'm creating around me. All that you need to do in the present moment, the key, is sort the wheat from the chaff. When you're doing your lovers, which is, I will point out, the 6 card, right? Number 6 in the major arcana precedes the need to assess. To say, this is what I've been growing. This is what, whether positive or negative, these habits and decisions have been feeding this growth in my life. Do I want to continue to feed that growth, or is that something I want to diminish, or do I want to move on to something else entirely? How are my habits and investments, again, of time, money, energy, anything pentacles wise, how are they serving me and how are they not serving me? Where do I want to be putting my energy? So a little bit of energetic inventory, and then just some slight adjustments, gentle adjustments. You don't need to make any crazy all or nothing decisions right now, Pisces. The minor adjustments, and this is what Spirit is saying now, is, you know, if you're piloting a plane, being off by just a couple of degrees can get you 200, 300 miles out of the way of wherever you were actually trying to get. And that can sound a little scary, but what they mean by that is, so if you're feeling a little off right now, even just the smallest incremental change of 2 degrees can put you right back onto the course where you want to be, toward 10 of Cups, toward 8 of Wands, toward feeling like nothing is in my way and like I'm just like an arrow on the way to its target. And that's what they're saying. If you fly by the seat of your soul, you will get where your plane is trying to land. Soul plane. What in the world? Okay, Pisces, I want to leave it there. Soul plane. What? I love you, Pisces. I really hope that this is helpful. I would love to hear if you know how any of this is manifesting for you, or if you have questions, comments, advice, or stories for your fellow Pisceans. And I just want to say thank you for being here, Pisces. I really hope that the time you spend here pays for itself exponentially. Much love and blessings to you and yours, Pisces. And if I don't see you before then I hope I see you in your August reading. Bye, Pisces.